Nobody really talks about the first 30 days that you are starting in insurance. It's really not what you think. People think usually that you're thrown into the wolves, thrown to the phones, and you're calling and quoting and selling all day. Actually, that's a myth. Here are my first 30 days as a PNC agent, what no one tells you. Let's get started.
Okay, let's go.
So in reality, in your first 30 days, you are really onboarding. The process is not as fast as you would think. You are learning systems. You are watching your coworkers, shadowing a lot, listening, learning, practicing, training. There are a lot of modules you gotta go through before you actually start doing the thing. And a lot of people think you're just out there quoting and selling. That takes a little bit of time just because you need to get comfortable being on the phone. For me, it was really mostly that because I've never really done call volume before I did this job. My jobs were mostly dealing with people digitally. Maybe a Zoom call, but not the amount of call volume that requires in insurance. Just to give you a ballpark number, a low day would be like 150 calls. Okay, I've had some crazy schedules. I'm in my 90 days, and let me tell you, one Monday I had 400 calls to do. Okay. So when you're in that training phase, what you're thinking in your head is, how does this all work? How does it all click? Because there's a lot of moving parts. You got to learn you have to learn a lot about the different products, the different coverages, the different quoting systems. Because in my agency, we do have some brokered carriers that we use. So it's not only the main carrier that you work for, but you also use other ones that partner with that carrier, and you have to learn these different ones to quote and see which one is better for your customer. But that all takes time to learn. So when it finally clicks, you're thinking more like, oh my God, this is so much information. This is so much that I'm doing. Can I do this? But really, once you start doing it, it turns into like an iterative process. It just becomes muscle memory. You start learning how to do things innately. You already know, okay, like I have to switch over here. I got to go over here. I got to grab this person's information. I got to ask these questions. And this is my follow-up question. It all starts making sense. The more you practice, the more you do it. And to tell you the truth, I didn't start selling until until month 2, actually. I didn't start in my first 30 days to sell. But once you get it and it clicks, my first 10 days of selling, which was like in month 2, I closed 10 policies. And I was number 1 for February. So when that happened, when I made those 10 sales, I was thinking, oh, I'm not forcing this. This feels really natural to me. I may actually have a natural talent for this. And I'm not even doing it full time because I do both jobs. I do customer service and I do sales. So I do CSR and LSP, which is licensed sales producer. And that really helped me a lot because it didn't feel like sales. It didn't feel salesy. It didn't feel like I was pressuring the customer to switch over to our carrier. It felt natural because I was helping them. You know, it felt like I'm servicing them. It's service that turns into a sale. So because you're helping them and you're watching out for them, they convert. And mind you, all I do are old leads. They're cold. They have been old customers or people that we spoke to way in the past and they're just still in the system, in the sales funnel as very cold and old leads. And all my sales have been that or cross sales with current customers. So it's very important to be people-centered, to be service-minded, and to think about how can I help this person, not what can I sell them. How can this product enhance their experience? How can we help them save money? And it's just about the word help. How do I help this person with what I sell? Not let me sell them this because I want the money, I want the commission, I want this. Of course I do. Of course I do. Let's be honest. But if you go into it with that kind of vibe, people can sniff it out. They know when someone's just a salesperson trying to sell something that they don't care about their needs and their wants. You have to really care about the person's needs and wants, because then they're going to trust you. And they're going to be like, okay, this is my insurance person. They are there for me. I'm going to trust them so they can advise me on which insurance products are best for me. So you are more of an advisor to them than you are a salesperson. So in hindsight, let me tell you what I learned in my first 30 days. Not only did I learn how to quote auto and home, I also learned a lot about myself. I learned I'm very empathetic, and that before I thought that would trigger me. I thought that being too emotional was bad, that people didn't really like that, but then it turned into a superpower. For me, being empathetic, I am able to make a human connection with my customers. I'm able to empathize. I'm a good listener. And because of that, they trust me. And because of that, I generate really good sales. I learned that when you lead with service instead of pressure, things flow more naturally. So what is my advice to you, new agent, who is also on their first 30 days? I'm going to tell you, don't panic because you're in training and you're not selling yet. That's normal. This industry has a lot of layers and you have a lot to learn. So give yourself some grace and go through the motions of it, okay? Now, when you do start selling, don't think about how do I close. Think about how do I help? Because when you care, people can feel it. People trust you and everything will just flow naturally. My first month of insurance was not flashy at all, but it did give me clarity. It gave me confirmation that I chose the right career path for me, because I get to be who I am. I get to be that empathetic person that cares about people and is looking to help them and is rewarded because I am that way. And it was just the perfect fit for me. So if you're thinking about becoming a PNC agent, ask yourself this: can you listen more than you talk? Because if you can, you might be better at this than you think. That's all that I have for you guys today. If you enjoyed this content, let me know in the comments below. Give this video a like. Don't forget to subscribe and share to someone that might benefit from this content right here. Don't forget to follow She is the Beast wherever you listen to podcasts. And I'll catch you in the next one. Thank you so much. Bye.